Frenchman publicly. Keep right on listening. We appreciate that.
What do you say, Thunder? What do you say, gang? Hello, everybody. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. My internet was down, so I'm on late. Thank you all for watching. Most people will be watching on the replay here since I was scheduled to come on at 11:30. But again, my internet was down. There was nothing I can do. And was just getting ready to call it a night, and the internet came back up. So thought I'd hop on here and do what I was planning on doing. I guess we start out with the most serious things and kind of work backwards to a little bit of lightheartedness at the end to remind us to breathe and relax. Things are getting tense. They're getting tense in a number of places. Let's start out here at home. The verdict and sentencing, the sentence of a manslaughter charge against Kimberly Potter, the former police officer who killed Dante Wright in Minnesota. The sentencing came down today. She was sentenced to 2 years with time served. So it comes out to about 16 months, and she is to serve 2/3 of that. And let's just start out. Unfortunately, this is what's happening tonight.
Looted, maybe.
Stores being looted. This is courtesy of Watchdog Visual Network. Catch Watchdog Visual Network on Facebook. So it doesn't look like a lot is going on at the moment, but
because it won't let me actually.
We've got a report that some looting was indeed going on, and as I said, a lot of serious things going on. Since we're up north in Minnesota, let's just go ahead and jump up to Canada. But first, take a look at what's happening with Fox News. American truckers plan convoy to D.C. to protest COVID-19 mandates. And if you read down a little bit, you'll find out that's not really what it's about. This event is being organized by a political action committee, and you'll find out as we go to what's happening in Canada. You'll find out that a similar situation. What originally started out as a protest against vaccine mandates has turned into a political front trying to overthrow the government and remove the legally elected leader of Canada. Ottawa, where all this is taking place, is the capital of Canada. This is kind of their January 6th, if you will, and it doesn't look like it's going to play. There's like 11,000 people watching this right now. Chat disconnected. I wasn't in chat, but nonetheless, in this screen here that says stunt dummy, you can see vehicles being towed. VidStorm's screen over here, even though everything's frozen up, you can see police officers, and he's pointing at snipers on the roof. And then you can look down and see not many protesters. Now, we've watched a lot of protests in the last 2 years. Most of them, the majority of them, 98% of them were not white people in the middle of winter. So I don't know what the strategies are here, and I'm not sure what's happening on the ground. Let's see if I can find somebody. Okay, that's in Kiev. We'll go there in just a minute. That's our next story. So as one of these other stories is playing, I'm going to see if I can find something. If I can do that, I can't do that while I'm live. But it started out as being against vaccines, truckers crossing the border and not being able to get back across into Canada if they weren't vaccinated without coming off the road for 14 days to quarantine. And a lot of traffic passes back and forth across the American-Canadian border. I'm not taking sides in this issue. I'm just, stating that as a fact as it is. So that's number 2 story tonight. And then the Ukraine, I popped it up here. We'll go ahead and pop it up. This is a live look at Kyiv in Ukraine. Now, when it was part of the Soviet Union and it was pronounced in Russian, it was Kiev. But since it's become Ukrainian, it's Kyiv, Kyiv. And as you can see, not a lot going on at the moment. This is one of the people I've been following. He's gone off the air. So everything seems to be pretty quiet, obviously here. But I've got to look at what it's like on the front lines. As again, we've talked about this the past couple of nights. There's been conflict going on in the eastern part of Russia, and I'm sorry, the eastern part of Ukraine, which is inhabited by some pro-Russian separatists that want that section to join Russia. Russia wants all of Ukraine back as part of Russia. And so fighting's been going on. So there has been a front line for quite some time, even though most of us, including those of us in the United States, have forgotten about it, because a small section of eastern Ukraine that is bordering on the area we're talking about here now.
Part of the battlefield in this conflict. For 2 days,
this comes from British Sky News.
Hammered with rockets fired from separatist lines further up the road. New debris litters the whole area. The mist adds to the sense of foreboding. This is a scary place, made worse by the sudden quiet after hours of explosions, and the soldiers don't like it.
Це, по-перше, трохи як страшно, бо тому що якщо затиші, значить вони можуть готуватися до чогось болі, такого як сильного типу удара.
Bits of rocket lie next to holes in the punctured tarmac, a direct route to the Russian-backed separatists within sniper range. We can't go further than these sandbags and this defensive position. That road goes right to the separatist controlled area. It's not very far away.
So I want to show you a little bit of that. That's from Sky News in Britain. And just as a reminder, because we've got a bit of a buildup going on. I've got the whole thing, I think. Yeah, I've got the whole Biden speech. I really don't want to play the whole thing unless somebody just wants to hear it that hasn't heard it. I'm sorry. He looks like the character in the Muppets that sits up in the balcony and just yells, "Get off my yard," basically. I've got, let's see if this is it. Okay. This is also from British media. This is from the Daily Mail in Great Britain. Biden says Putin will invade within days as Russian battle unit arrives minutes from the border. They're 16 kilometers from the border, the latest battle unit, and there are normally 30 battle units posted around the border with Ukraine. At the moment, there are 124, so literally 4 times as many battle-ready troops, and supposedly 40 to 50% of them are in attack positions. So make of that what you will. A massive blast rips through the gas pipeline. That's what we found out about I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Whenever I posted that I was going to be on, it was because I saw that was happening. And massive blast rips through a gas pipeline near a Russian separatist city in eastern Ukraine after a false flag, car bomb, and mass evacuation of 700,000 Russian civilians. We watched a little bit of that. I say me. I say we. It was me and the dog and the cat. We watched the evacuation of a lot of people out of that area, as if they had warning that things were going to start happening. Then there was an explosion, and the pipeline explosion. It mentions massive blast rips through gas pipeline. The pipeline explosion happened literally within 90 seconds of when Biden was supposed to speak this afternoon. So Biden's planned address got delayed by about 45 minutes, and it was because he was in the Situation Room learning about this. There were actually 3 explosions in the area. The gas pipeline exploded twice, and a gas station at the other end of the area also exploded, and there were claims of 120 millimeter mortar shells being lobbed into the city by Ukrainians. Okay, now this all came out on Russian media almost immediately. Nobody else had it, but every Russian media source was pumping this information out there, that there had been an explosion and it was sabotage, and the Ukrainians were doing it. So immediately we all start analyzing it and going, and this is what they've said was coming. The Western powers, if you will, have said Russia's going to create a situation. Well, the situation's been created. Sabotage to a gas pipeline, and they've got to come in and protect their natural resources. So Biden declared that Putin had made up his mind to invade Ukraine. That was the story I was really looking for. It was just those few seconds. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show.
And do you have any indication about whether President Putin has made a decision on whether to invade? Do you feel confident that he hasn't made that decision already?
As of this moment, I'm convinced he's made the decision. We have reason to believe that.
You are convinced that President Putin is going to invade Ukraine. Is that what you just said a few moments ago?
Yeah.
Okay. It's almost like she's going, do you realize what you just said? I'm going to repeat to you what you just said so you can understand that here's what you said. It's like you would treat an older person kind of condescendingly, is what it comes across as. But again, I hope he's got the moxie. I hope he's got the moxie for what may be coming. Let me run that back one more time because this is kind of.
Decision already?
As of this moment, I'm convinced he's made the decision. We have reason to believe that.
You are convinced that President Putin is going to invade Ukraine. Is that what you just said a few moments
Yes,
ago?
I did. Yes.
So is diplomacy off the table then?
No. All until he does, diplomacy is always a possibility.
What reason do you have to believe he's considering that option at all?
We have a significant intelligence capability. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Okay. Key thing right there. Two key things right there. He says Putin will invade. And when asked, how can you be so sure about this? Because he's never said anything like that. You know, there's always been there, you know, now he's saying Putin will invade. How can you be so sure? We have significant intelligence capabilities, meaning either somebody in the Kremlin, somebody in the Russian hierarchy's talking, or which is probably the case, or we've got some in the United States has some incredible spyware that can listen from satellites or something. I don't know. You know, whatever it is, he revealed it right there by saying we have significant intelligence. In other words, they know for a fact Putin has said he's going to invade, or they wouldn't have said it. That's where that basically leads us. Now, if I thought this was a chess game, if I thought at all they were playing chess, I would say Biden has made a smart move here by saying he will invade, because it kind of puts the onus back on Russia, and Russia may say, well, now we can't really invade because they've said we're going to invade. But this isn't a chess game. This isn't a chess game. I grew up through and spent time studying the Cold War. And one of the vast mistakes the United States made during the Cold War, through the entirety of it, was we would fight battles based on the last war, which we're probably going to end up seeing happen here, which always proves fruitless for us. The other thing is, we always treated Russia, we would do these scenarios and go, okay, what would we do if we were in their position? What would, you know, try to think like them. What would we do? Well, you can't think like them, okay? Because we come from a different culture. We come from a completely different side of the world. We come from a complete different history. We come from a complete different moral value system, or at least the United States used to come from a completely different moral value system, but that's a topic for another time. It's a situation where I personally do not think Putin cares how many people die, or whether they're Ukrainians, United States citizens, or Russian citizens. This is about him getting what he wants. And I don't think the United States is looking at it that way at all. They're talking about sanctions. They're talking about condemnation from the rest of the world coming down upon. And I don't believe the guy gives a crap about condemnation coming down. I don't think he gives a crap about sanctions. He's got plenty of stuff for himself. If his people have to go without, that's the problem with being part of his people. And those of you that are Trumpers, keep that in mind, because that's what's going to happen to you someday, possibly. I pray it doesn't, because if that happens to you, what's going to happen to the rest of us that weren't Trumpers? And there's a difference between Trumpers and Republicans, okay? Or there should be, and we'll see if there is. But again, that's a topic for another show. Putin is ready. One of the last things that is done in preparation is bringing in the aircraft. You bring the artillery in, you bring the ground troops in, you bring the support vehicles in, you bring the blood supplies in, you know, because of wounded. You got to have blood. It's eerie, it's gory, it's a necessity in a battle situation. The blood's been brought in too. Today they brought in helicopter squadrons. Again, one of them is 16 kilometers, 10 miles, based outside the border. I had aerial photos of it, satellite imagery of it, but I lost it when the internet went down, and I'm pulling up everything else I have, or pulled up everything else I could remember that I had. Okay. I don't have it. Let's see if, okay, that's still buffering. They might have went down. So let me hop back over here to StreamYard real quick and say hello to everybody. GT Massive, Parias, hello. Knuckles. You're a Trumper, Knuckles. Do you feel the same about me as others? What do you mean? I don't think I said anything. I don't think I said anything derogatory. Trump is a well-known colleague of Putin, and I don't think Trump would care more about you, Knuckles, than Putin would care about Russian people. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with Trump and with Putin. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about people that get in power and get in ultimate power. Power corrupts. Ultimate power corrupts ultimately. So, what we've been doing I wanted to go about 30 minutes tonight. So hello to everybody's watching again. Sorry I got on late. I was supposed to be here at 11:30. That's what I had posted earlier, but my internet didn't come up. Finally came up when I was just about to stop for the night, so I jumped on here. One other thing I wanted to show here, so I got a few minutes left. For those that don't know, there was some massive storms rolling through the United States yesterday. A massive, massive storm with the strongest winds ever recorded in England rolled through the United Kingdom today. And there was a guy that was outside in up to 120 mile an hour wind, right across the major highway from Heathrow Airport. And he was filming throughout the whole thing. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but his stream went on for almost 8 hours. And he's now got 5,922,325 views. And I just wanted to show a few seconds of it, because if you've ever been on an airplane, you can just imagine what these passengers are feeling as they're going through some of what we're about to see.
He's got less altitude to work with, so decisions must be made very quickly. This is where the skill of the pilot really comes in, earning their salary. Especially now as they get home and watch it on rewind. Easy. No, he don't like that. He's gone round. 10 p.m. tonight. I'll be sleeping no eyes at 10 o'clock tonight. Nice, comfortably pilot-induced, I believe, go around there.
Okay, just to give you an idea what happened there, the plane was on its final approach, had its landing gear down, and was just about to land, and at the last second pulled away, and went back into another approach. This happened. I watched a lot of the stream today. This happened several times with some incredibly big jets trying to land and coming in like this. A couple of planes coming in, trying to ride the wind in, and you can see their wings going like this, plane rocking back and forth like this. I couldn't imagine being a passenger in it. We'll take a look at a couple of other things here real quick.
Just didn't like it.
Okay, seems this is another one that did not land. Come on, I want to see, I want to be able to show a couple that have tried to make it in.
Oh man, this guy's all over the shop, isn't he?
You
No,
can,
he's gone round. Windshield. That's one thing with a windshield go round is that the gear stays down for a lot longer. It's a dirty configuration. All that wind rushing around the undercarriage structure and the wheels and inside the wheel wells. You don't need all that.
of course, these are all professional pilots with years and years of experience, none of which feel comfortable trying to land in the situation they find themselves in.
Yeah, got to get that gear up ASAP. Also, this is a Neo jet as well, which means it's got bigger engine cowls. Wind to get hold of. It's an outrage! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, now we're getting up to the 70 mile an hour.
We bump up here ahead just a little bit.
The address. He needs the address, mate. Yeah.
The whole time this guy's doing this, again, this guy was on here for almost 8 hours. British television stations are coming, and here we go. Here's one landing. British television stations are coming and interviewing the guy. And the guy does this all the time. He wasn't just out there because it's windy. He's out there because he's a retired member of an airlines, and I think he was a second officer. So he knows a lot of the people that fly. He runs this little channel called Big Jet that normally has 200, 300 people watching, except on a day like today when the winds are coming in gusting at 125 plus miles an hour.
Standard procedure approach here, folks.
Oh, what I was going to say, if you watch some of his other videos, you can see generally the planes come in, they come in right, lined up right at him, and they make real smooth transitions to the ground. I haven't been able to show it yet, and sometimes they come in sideways almost, come in sideways to deflect, and kind of, he calls it crab walking, moving the plane from side to side. And I can't imagine being a passenger in a situation like that.
Just the the undercarriage alone, 35 tons, folks. She's a big aeroplane, double decker, 70-foot tall tail. Here we go, this is better, nice and straight. Look at the aileron.
See the wings.
Bosh! Flipping heck! Yeah!
So, anybody that's ever flown on a jet, have I not been showing this?
Awesome! 188,000 people watching. Well done, sir or madam. Might just want to check that left car. She came down, all her weight came down on that left side. Oh, hello, we've got fire appliances.
So, there we go. I just wanted to share some of that. I should have had it. I had it. I had it marked before the internet crashed on me, and you didn't see that. We can't see what. Dang it! You could hear it, but you couldn't see it. I wonder what's going on. I did something wrong. Sorry about that. I apologize. I'll get it figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Dang it! I'll get it figured out and show it the next time. I'm going to be monitoring what's going on. Should something happen, as I said before, I watched a lot of protests. Nothing like what's going on in Canada. It's going on in literally freezing temperatures. Normally, what happens in these situations is law enforcement wants to squash the protests on Friday night. And I know what I did wrong now. It just dawned on me what I did wrong, not being able to show that. Normally, law enforcement want to squash protests on Friday night so reinforcements don't come in on Saturday. So if that's the case, it's 12:42. So it would be, I think it's 11:42 in Ottawa. If police are going to come in and take everybody out, they're going to do it when it is the coldest and when there is the smallest number of people there. So they'll come and do that. If they do, I'll hop back on. I'm going to be monitoring that. I'm going to be watching the Ukraine, because it's daytime on Saturday now, last day of competition in the Olympics. If they're indeed waiting for this last day of competition to end, they could advance into Ukraine today. So I'm going to be monitoring those things, as well as we always do everything else that goes on, and hit the notification bell so you know when we're back on. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this. I apologize. And for those of you that stuck around, let me go back and let me see if I can do this right. And show you some of what you heard me talking about. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. I think you're seeing it now. I hope you're seeing it now anyway. I'm just going to show this this one land here. This is a massive plane.
This way that although our pilots are,
and it's already gone around twice. It's come in and tried to land twice, and hasn't been able to get down. And if you can't get the plane down on the third time around, you have to go to another airport and land outside of the country.
5-star. There we go. I love animals. Welcome, everybody. Sorry if I haven't come to your comments. There's just so much stuff going on at the moment, man. Oh my God, Chili. Is that a whole crowd of people watching it in a bar or something? With what's that? Flailing Arm Emporium. There's a plane there somewhere.
Yeah. There it is.
Specsavers. Are they all from a free appointment or something?
Let me run up here just a little bit more. See if I can find. I know. Let's run all the way up to right here and give you a view of all these planes trying to get down, trying to get out of the air, because the higher up you go, the worse the air is, the more volatile, the more speed there is, because there's less friction the higher up you go.
So these are aircraft on approach to runway 27 left at London Heathrow, folks. Dual runways here at London. They'll be departing out of the northern runway at the moment. I don't think we will have a switchover. However, to be honest with you, if it is a headwind, I imagine switch runways at 3 p.m. Oh, no, it's fun. You guys, man, you the guys that made the channel, though, really, come on. Oh, I went crazy, should all be working, but we're glued to this. Welcome, everybody. Yo, Sonic. Lost Slayer. Good afternoon, everybody. There we go. Dealing with it a lot better now, because obviously, as you can see now, the crabbing has gone now. I mean, there's still a little bit of it. Oh no, because I asked who it was. I might. Oh no. Some cheese. Smell my cheese, straight down the middle.
That was a good landing. Run up one more time here before I say goodnight. See one of these big planes come in right there. Here we go.
It's a big old lump to get on the ground, isn't it? Oh. Come on, Sam. Here we go.
Just to give you some reference here, the guy has his camera mounted. When you're seeing it move like that, that gives you an idea of the amount of wind he's trying to focus in for anybody that's ever tried to shoot outside.
Bring it in.
So just one.
Oh, it's very, very. Oh, Very subdued. Dance to the ailerons. Look at the outboard ailerons now. Bosh. And she's down.
So the guy's site's called Big Jet TV. There we go. And give it a watch, especially, you don't have anything going on, can't sleep, whatever. Give it a watch, jump through it. Some of the planes came in and hit the runway, and they were almost sideways. Again, I can't imagine being a passenger on those flights. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Love y'all, especially those of you that hung around to the end. It's a skill of a godly nature. I think it is too, especially landing in situations like that. Thank you all. Love you all. We'll see you again soon. Hit the subscribe button if you're a subscriber. Hit the bell so you know when we're back on, because you never know. As I said, depending on what happens through the night, we're going to monitor things. Something breaks somewhere, we'll hop back on. Otherwise, if I don't see you before, I'll see you Monday. Love y'all. American Doofus Show. Thanks for watching.